I'm tweeting out this thing now.
All right. Alrighty, there we go.
All right.
See, all right, is the chat working? Chat type.
Type it. Chat. Type it.
Gonna work.
We here.
There we go. Chat's working. All right, cool.
My sexy bastards.
Shit.
You dead? You dead?
I was drinking water as you said. I did not expect that coming up. Oh my god, I have mushroom pull. Oh my god. Alrighty. So how you doing today?
Awsoccerr, I am doing great. I just wanted to apologize to you again. What you call it? I kind of overslept this, so we had a nice, we had a nice time planned. However, I kind of fucked that up by me not sleeping on time. But Awsoccerr, we're here. We're queer. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast, dude. The first one, right? First episode.
First episode.
Here we go, bitch. Here we go.
Sir. Alrighty, so as you guys know, it is the TSB podcast. I'm your host, Awsoccerr Alex, and now it is time to get the story behind Turbo. So let's start off. Let's get this going. So we all know you dropped something recently. Something big just happened. So could you give us a little bit more information about your comedy album?
No. Moving on.
Okay.
So Awsoccerr, my comedy album. First and foremost, let me get rid of these. I don't feel personal with you. I don't feel like 100% with you right now. I don't feel 100. But my comedy album called I feel like Jimmy fucking Fallon right now. New comedy album. Thanks Anxiety.
Ooh.
Comedy album is out now on Spotify, SoundCloud, and my YouTube channel. Thanks Anxiety is a comedy album that, back in the day, these people, I know you know them just from, just being memes and stuff, like Cheech and Chong, those weed guys, Cheech and Chong. You had Norm Macdonald, you had George Carlin, you had all these big comedians back in the day do comedy albums, and comedy albums were just audio skits. So if you listen to a rap album, right, and then in between the rap album there'd be like skit 1 or skit 2, or the track would be called something regular, but as you're listening, oh shit, it's not a song, it's an intermission type skit to kind of give the album a little bit of pop, a little bit of color. So I thought, since this has been in my mind to do this comedy album for the past, for a long time, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but just in case any more questions, equal this, but a comedy album is just typically a full album with, for this instance, it's 10 tracks of just ordinary comedy skits. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So what's your favorite part of making the comedy album?
So which is hard to think about and say because it was my first one. So when it comes to doing everything for, and you know this also, just making content and stuff, doing everything for the first time, first time, different style, first time, a different type of video or a different type of thumbnail, whatever the case may be. The first time around is never always like, it's never always hit home right away in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely didn't have all the time in the world to sit back and be like, oh, I'm enjoying this right now. It's having a good time. Because every aspect of making this album, because this is my first one, I have no clue what to do for each aspect of like, what's next? What do I do next? How do I timetable this in the right way? And I just remember for the longest time not like having a moment during this. And I said, am I enjoying this? A lot of the time I would say that. I would say, am I enjoying this? Am I having a good time right now? Am I actually happy about this? And at the end of the day, yeah, I am. And I definitely am now after the release of it, because I just love the whole fact, to answer the question, I love the main part of doing the art for the album, even though it wasn't me. Shout out to Zwanek. Shout out to my man Dave, my man Zwanek, my Pablo Picasso. I fucking love him. He turns everything that's in this crazy head onto paper. So I love him. My man Zwanek. Shout out to you, Zwanek, Dave. Because something about that, even though he was doing it, and I was sitting there the whole time. The whole time I was sitting there nitpicking stuff. If there's a person that's more materialistic, that's more perfectionist than me when it comes to having to make the album cover. Because the whole time I'm telling Zwenig, I'm like, Zwenig, this album cover, it has to fucking pop. You always see these people making albums, making mixtape, and they put a fucking PNG of like a balloon on the fucking cover, and that's it. And they expect them to do like, we need this to be perfection. We need this to be like, they see this, holy shit. Like, this looks like a project, not just some type of kid in a fucking microphone making a SoundCloud rap. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it had to be, authentic turbo style. And it really was. And yeah, no. I think that part of the whole album was actually creating the art, creating the back of the album cover, the creating the track names of the first time, like what kind of names, really overall fit each track. And yeah, a little bit also recording too. Recording was more the hassle, but recording was fun in the sense of I was literally in this corner right here with my friends sitting around me, the mic being mangled in so many ways to get the sound effects of being afar, being to the left, being in front of you, me talking. So everyone being here, my mom and dad being here for one of the tracks, my friend Joe, my friend Anna. So yeah, the recording also because my friends were here, but I would definitely say the art, definitely.
Okay. So on a different note, then,
Yeah.
you talked about how it was all challenging. What would you say was the most difficult portion of making the album itself?
Um, I would have to say, surprisingly, not the production.
Okay.
The production of like actually sitting at this table, like there's been. If I just see offhand right now, because I have them still saved on my desktop, I gotta clean it out.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not good at math, so Awsoccerr, get your head ready.
Okay.
6. I got 6 audio files in one row. There are
Mhm.
1, 2. I sound like Common Core right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I think I know this almost. So almost 10 rows of 6 audio files. That's what? That's 60, right? That's
Yeah.
60 or 600? That's 60.
60.
That's
Yeah,
60.
yeah, yeah.
That's 60.
If it was
So
9 to be 54, yeah.
so 60 individual audio files for not even all the tracks, for more than one track. I would have to go in depthly, split them, edit them how you would. The
Mhm.
best comments I got throughout this whole release of the album so far is people saying it's great when I'm listening to this, and I hope it's true for a lot of people, not just the ones
Mhm.
that hear this message. It's great when I'm listening to it and I can picture everything in my head.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, because I that was the biggest thing. That's what a comedy album's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
Mhm.
like a book. You're supposed to be listening to instead of reading it and picturing what's going on in your head. You're hearing all the ambiance, the people in the background, me smoking a joint in the park, and people and kids playing around me. Like me being in um the cafeteria, then having the ambiance of the principal speaking from the speaker, trying to find a sound effect that fits the speaker turning on. Like a lot of shit like that, I thought would be the hardest and trickiest part.
Mhm.
However, it wasn't because I actually found out specifically that scheduling is anything involved with scheduling. Never, I could be making a house. I could be the best architecture and the best carpenters in my life. I have in the back of my pocket. I could be calling them anymore. Scheduling them to actually do the thing, talking about the thing
Mhm.
is okay.
Yeah.
Actually doing the things is what's troubling. But yeah, no, actually sitting down, I had for the cafeteria track. The cafeteria track, I had to go to Staten Island at my cousin's house for his 3 juvenile junior high school friends to be there and do the track cafeteria. So me pretty much. You want to know how he recorded the track cafeteria?
Yeah.
I was in my cousin's basement or his garage area, right? I couldn't bring this SM7B mic. I couldn't bring my mixer. I would have had fucking 2 duffel bags walking in Staten Island with. So I said, you know what? Hey guys, do you have a Blue Yeti mic? Do you have a Blue Yeti? Can I have a Blue Yeti? One kid had a Blue Yeti. He didn't bring the fucking stand for the Blue Yeti.
Oh no.
I had to use my brain. I had to use my brain. So I took a fucking solo cup I burned the bottom of it so the wire can go through it, right, when it's standing.
Okay.
I put the fucking the Blue Yeti. I literally put this son of a bitch, right? Shoved it in a fucking solo cup. I cut a hole in the side of the solo cup so the wire can go through to connect to the bottom. I stuck the solo cup in the middle of the table, turned this to like all around audio gain. So if you're talking from all angles, you can hear it perfectly. I turned it to that setting, put it right in the middle. I said, "We gotta do, we gotta do, we gotta do, we gotta do."
Eh,
And I would
compromise,
say,
and it worked.
and I would actually say that's the weakest track on the album. I'm not gonna lie to you because the way I know it could have turned out, it could have been a lot better. And the way that the kids, if they're listening right now and they know who they are, they definitely they know they dropped the ball on some aspects of this, especially one kid's Jaden, who definitely I had a lot more hopes of him being, like an actor. But no, he couldn't act. I don't think that he could not act for one bit of his life. But you know, but yeah, that probably had to be the most challenging part. The scheduling on everybody, that cafeteria track. And I'm trying to think something else to give you, the fucking any crazy stories that happened. Honestly, none.
Uh,
Of course, because I had to write it all.
mhm.
This whole album, I wrote it. Did the scripts. I produced it. I scheduled it. I marketed it. I helped with Zwetic. All the art, the ideas for the art I came up with. So everything was like me, 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 me. But the whole part of getting what's in my head and trying to deliver it to other people to make them understand and then make them comfortable with it. Awsoccerr, I know you probably had thoughts about this before the album dropped, and many people the same questions I got also was a little bit annoying. What's a comedy album? Turbo, what the fuck are you even doing? Turbo, what even is this? You're hyping this whole up, but I don't even know you're not singing, so it's not that type of album. You're not rapping because you don't want to embarrass yourself, so that's a good thing. But what are you doing? And now that it's actually out, I'm so happy that one, now people are like, okay,
Mhm.
and two, they like it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy I hope it worked out.
All right. So I gotta definitely say one of my favorite parts was I was actually walking around college campus. I just went to lunch with my friend and I was like, "Oh, your album's out." Popped in headphones, walking around. I'm like, the sound effects, like the ambiance. I was like,
Yeah.
"Where am I?" Best
Yeah,
skit by far, in my opinion, was the Walmart one.
a lot of people saying the customer support track that has Tim Hansen and am I wrong when I said Tim Hansen has the most perfect role for his voice in the
That was
world?
perfect. That was perfect.
I said, Tim, I got this role for you. I just finished the script for one of the tracks. I said, I got this role for you. I said, it's a customer support worker, just a worker in Walmart that gets called on the phone for customer support. You need to be the most miserable, depressed worker in your life. I said, because it has to balance each other.
Mhm.
So Jack the bus on the other side of the call is the I love Walmart. I love my job. Let me help you get your package. And Tim's like, I fucking suck. I'm leaving in 2 minutes. I don't need this bullshit. Okay, yeah. What's the number? Okay, yeah. So I said,
Yeah.
Tim, perfect. Because I remember even when I did zombie stuff, I remember making videos with him, and he would be like so excited. I'm like, I don't hear the excitement in your voice. What the fuck's going on right now?
Mhm.
Are we excited? Are we depressed? The fuck, Tim? But yeah, no. Thank you though, because yeah, that track
Yeah.
right after I was done with it,
Mhm.
right after, and I clicked download, whatever, convert. And I'm listening it back and I'm like, this is fucking strong. Because there was tracks, of course, that had to cut stuff out. We rework it in.
Mhm.
That track, I think, besides maybe two lines, was the from the original form of the script. And yeah, no, a lot of people like that one. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the best way to listen to the album is if you put headphones on like these or your Apple earbuds, any headphones where you can have left to right shift. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That definitely, yeah. So thank you for understanding that and listening to that because
Yeah.
that's definitely something I try to get out, you know,
Yeah.
in
Sure
the
thing.
album.
I thought I was like one of my favorite parts was because of that was like besides the purchase, the item purchase, the
Yeah.
it's very relatable how like dealing with like customer service is like, are you shitting me? It's like call them up like asking for help. It's like 2 hours later, it's like finally it's like you've got to be kidding me. It's wasting my time.
I
Yeah.
got inspired by this other comedian. The whole track got inspired by Vic DiBitetto.
Okay.
He's a comedian, Vic DiBitetto, that I actually met one time. I made a video. I interviewed him one day on a podcast. I interviewed him, saw he was in my area the other day. I was a big stalker. Saw he was in a comedy club. near me, and right when I did the podcast with him. And I think you guys can even find that. I know I made a lot of shit unlisted and stuff on my channel, but I think you could still find that podcast of me interviewing the comedian. But he did a video one day of him on the phone, like, let's see how long this fucking bullshit takes me. And it's him on the phone with Walmart going back and forth to the store, in-store person, corporate person, in-store person, corporate person. So I said, I gotta do that. And then I said, okay, can I still keep Walmart? Because when you hear Walmart, you hear fights, you hear crazy white trash bullshit, and that's it. So I had to keep Walmart. I was gonna do Kmart, I was gonna do Target. Walmart was the way to go. So yeah, no,
Uh-huh.
that was definitely a really, really, really great track in my opinion.
So you said you took a long time working on the script. How many times did you have to like alter it, change it? When was it like finally you're like, okay, I'm done. This is it. Put it down. No more working on it. Let's get it started.
Good question, because so I started working on I wanted to do a comedy album, Awsoccerr, since late 2018. So I wanted to do it. So when I went to college for 2 weeks, right? I was there for 2 weeks, and I was sitting in my chair listening to this guy talk about Donald Trump. And I'm getting these emails from, at that time, ZWC2 just ended, and I just went there. So I came back from LA, hopped right back in school like a week, 2 weeks later, and then kept getting emails from, just, sponsorship deals and video deals. And I'm seeing all these ways that can be making money while I'm in school, wasting my money, looking at this guy talking about Trump, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about you. I paid 300 for a fucking soft core cover book. I'm like, I don't need this bullshit right now. I really don't. So I remember going home that day. At that time, I didn't have the balls enough to stop making zombie stuff. At that time, in my head, I was like, I'm only known from zombies. I can't leave zombies. Once I leave zombies, I'm not going to be known. So a lot of anxiety still from that. So I wasn't leaving zombies at that time. I wasn't leaving, the gaming scene at that time. I was still kind of enjoying it at that time. Um, because BO4, don't forget, was coming out that year. So we still
Mm-hmm.
had hope, hope. So I remember sitting down that day, coming back home from school, and I would have these 4-hour gaps in between my classes, like fucking one class, then 4-hour gap, then boom, fucking the next one is in, 4 in the afternoon. So that whole gap, I came home that day and I wrote down, and I wish I had the original copies. I think I do though. I had written down comedy album. This is like September 2018. Comedy album, audio skits, album cover, back cover, in quotations, maybe come out in physical copy. Like I had all these ideas that at the time though, I didn't even know if I wanted to do stand-up comedy. I like when I came back from LA from ZWC2, that was when I got off stage and I was actually on stage for the first time. The mic was in my hand in that type of style for the first time. That's when I kind of got the spot. I was like, oh shit. Like, I fucking like this. Like I want to do this. So that's when I came home. I started looking up stand-up stuff. Then I found out what stand-up comedy albums were. I really wanted to do a project because the big reason of me not wanting to do zombie stuff and gaming stuff no more is the whole fact of me not wanting to just do a one-off video one week about, new one, the weapon, blah, blah, blah. And then the next week, not even feeling satisfied about whatever. Like I still feel, even though like I have like a 3-day satisfaction period with my videos, even the comedy ones, like the Pizza Hut video. The Pizza Hut video I made satisfied for 2-3 days, very, very good. But then afterwards, which is normal on YouTube, afterwards, you got to think of the next thing. You got to keep thinking. You got to keep moving on. You got to keep thinking of the next thing. You got to keep thinking of the next fucking video title. What's the thumbnail? So I wanted to do something that was an actual project. Like when you see rappers like Logic or Drake or, J. Cole, The Weeknd, you have these people that they come out with albums and that's their year work. That's how they're satisfied. That's how they show you what I've been working on. Even though this for me is a project that I'm not saying, this is it for the whole year. I'll be back next year. This is a project I just wanted to do because I wanted to really I really wanted to have something that wasn't just a video you would watch and then an hour later forget about. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have something out there that you listen to the album and a little bit after, like we're doing a pod. There's no podcast I'm doing about a video I made 2 weeks ago. Like there's no podcast I'm doing about.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, but we want to talk about your Pizza Hut video, like how they were snorting cocaine in the back offices. Please let us know. So Yeah, so that's why I wanted the album. I think your original question was the script. The script, yes, that did take a lot of different variations. So the script, I had originally so I started writing this, I want to say back in June. I started writing for this album. Definitely, I would even want to say maybe before June, but I think the main summertime, like June, July, August, and September were the months where I was really like, I'm writing this. Then there was some tracks that I was looking at. I would say that those aren't possible right now. My standards, what I know I could do. That's another thing. Also, I'm writing this album out. I'm writing these skits. I don't know what exactly I'm able to do, editing wise and stuff. Like, how am I gonna get that sound effect in there? How the fuck am I gonna make it sound like it's entering their field of view and it's and the audio's fading out to the back? Like, I don't think I know how to fucking do this yet. Like, I think I'm going above my pay grade right now. So I just I took a lot of I took like probably 4 months of just writing, discarding, writing, discarding. I want to say I had the official script late November,
Okay,
early December.
that's
So
pretty
early
good.
December, late November, I'm probably a lot more towards the early December mark where I had all the tracks besides I think the golf one with Crazy Rabbit was the last one. The golf one was the last track I hit print on, done. And I sent that to him and he loved it. But that around that time, that's when I had the script done. So yeah, so I had the 9 tracks done by mid early December, and I added that last "Thank You, Sexy Bastards" one just last week. So yeah,
All right, cool, cool, cool. It was very well put together. I definitely say that. So you mentioned 2 weeks into college, you dropped out, you were done. What
yes.
led you to that decision? Could you talk a little bit more about that? And for anybody who is thinking about college not the route to go, what advice would you give?
So college is a scam. Let's put it that way. No, so I want to always make sure I'm not coming up whenever I talk about this. I'm never saying like just don't go to school. Fuck it. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a physician, a surgeon, something that in your blueprint, in your road in life, the road you have to go down to enter that next door is that college road. If you got to do it, you got to do it. If that's what
Mhm.
you really want to do, at the end of the day, it comes down to what you really want to do. Not your mother, not your father, what you really want to do. So if that comes down to you still want to stick fingers in people's asses, you still want to be a dentist, you still want to, do shit in the field of medicine or whatever the fuck, you got to go down a road of schooling, you got to do it, you got to do it. Me, and this is what I want to do. The album with that's what I want to do. So being a comedian, doing a podcast, making comedy style videos, being an entertainer, pretty much being all those titles, what major is that for me?
Not
What
really. I
what
guess
what about
maybe Viscom. I don't know.
film
Like,
film
not
and
even really.
production. Film and cinematography is probably the closest thing for me just to learn how to use some of the equipment I'm gonna be getting soon, but I'm looking, and thank God, I had financial aid that helped me a lot, so it wasn't even like the tuition and stuff. But just looking at all the money I could be saving though, and I would
Mhm.
have been spending $300 on this book, $600 on that book. Like it's just not. It was not for me. And like I told you, I'm sitting down at English class one day, and a little fun story. I get stoned off my ass one day, Awsoccerr. Awsoccerr, listen to me. Let's get ready. I get high off my ass one day with my cousin. Not gonna say his name if he wants to be safe by the FBI. Um, I'm in his car. Now, I never got high before school before because I was never cool before the age of like 19. I was never cool. Also, like, like that term cool never was. So I never did it before going into school before. So being paranoid, fucking anxiety, like I don't fucking know what I'm getting into. I chief it a bit too much. I go into the English class. I'm fucking sweating. I'm sitting in my chair shaking. Don't call on me. Don't call on me. And then as I'm in this daze, right? I'm sitting back and I'm hearing Trump this, Trump that, building the wall, not building the wall. And I'm just like, why the fuck am I here? Like, why the fuck am I here? Why am I getting on a bus every day at 6 a.m. fucking just I'm sleeping on the fucking buses. It's not even the sun's not even out when I'm getting on my first bus. Why am I getting on these buses, going through all this bullshit to do something and to accomplish something that's never gonna be in use for my life ever? Oh, just go for a backup. Oh, blah, blah, blah. If you have a backup, in my opinion, if you have a backup, you don't really want what you want.
Exactly, 100%. One of my favorite quotes is, if you have a backup, you're planning to fail, essentially.
Exactly. And I told my father, my mother, I will do this. I will make it in comedy, stand up, entertainment, whatever it may be. I will make it if it takes my next last breath. I swear
Yeah.
to God. So why? So oh, if I'm back up, I'll be a massage therapist. Or I'll be a fucking firefighter. God bless all of them. But like in a sense, do I really want to? I
Yeah.
don't. I really don't see myself ever, ever, ever in a 9 to 5 fucking suit and tie bullshit type. Oh, how you doing, Susan? I do not see myself in that field whatsoever. So when I was just in school. And and Zwendig actually said something good in the chat right now. And then that's when I started to surround myself around people that would get me to place in my career, like meeting Professor Harley in the halls ain't gonna do me shit. Getting a grade on my exam next week ain't gonna do me shit. Besides, of course, passing the class, but ain't gonna do me shit for my life.
Mm-hmm.
That class ain't gonna do shit for you in your fucking life. When I left the classes and I would always come home and I would have my days off and I'm doing work that I love, I got the balance of what life's supposed to be. So when I came home, I was back in action, making those ZWC videos, ZWI at the time, BO4 videos, making all those things, having a great time. Then I would go to school, miserable, depressed. What the fuck am I doing here? What the fuck is this? I don't fucking need this. I don't need that. I don't need. So when I pretty much made that case, and what I said on the last track of the album really is true. Both my parents are the biggest supporters in my life ever. They sat down, and I also didn't have nothing to show for it, to say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, that's it. I'm dropping out. That's it." I had my time in LA to show. I had my fan base I built up already to show. I had my videos, my podcast, everything, my people, my connections, everything to show for it. So it wasn't like I just went up to my mom, and that's why I tell a lot of people to do when they think it's that easy. Hey, ma, I got 20 subs. I'm not going to school. It's like you need to have at least something to show your parents to give them like a little bit of boost. Like, okay, my son's not going to be poor in 2 months. Like he's going to at least, we'll support him if we know he's working hard. All your parents, everybody, they just want to see you working hard. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they just want to see you working hard. I was fucking, even if it doesn't mean shit to me. I was a National Honor Society student for 5 fucking years of my school. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I really don't. And when I would get those awards, and I said to that's in my head. I swear to God, I only got the great grades in the beginning because I knew imagine trying to sell what I want to do in life and have fucking 2% grades on test. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go to my mom, "Yeah, this is what I wanna do in my life," and she sees my grades, and it's like D, F, D, F, C. It's like, that can't, so it's a lot. It was definitely a lot. It was definitely scary. Definitely a scary time in my life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
imagine literally your whole life from preschool to high school graduation or whatever, college, and your whole life is waking up, go to school, do homework, eat dinner, shit, go to bed. Wake up, go to school, hang out with friends, do homework, eat shit, go to bed. Like that was your life. That is your life growing up as a kid. That is your life. So when you go now and you see like when you go, what am I saying? Oh yeah. So when you go now and your life instantly changes to, oh wait, there's no structure no more. There's no structure. There's no stability. There's no schedule. So when you have the term of you being your own boss is so true in the sense it's not like, yeah, I'm my own boss. I'm gonna sleep in today. But it's like, yeah, you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
You could do all that shit, but your next day is gonna be fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Your Wednesday is gonna be fucked up now. Your Thursday is gonna be fucked. So it's so weird how in the beginning it was very scary. Thank God, knock on fucking wood, it's working out so far. But I gotta say, yeah, no, that making that decision was just based off me being like, you know what, this is not what I want to do in life. I'm not gonna be wasting money and time on a backup that I know I'm never gonna want to even succumb to, like bow down to. Like I'm never gonna honestly, I say to myself, I don't think I'm ever gonna bow down to, oh, I failed in this. I don't think I ever will. So yeah, no. So it was definitely a scary time, but it's working out.
That's perfect. Well, hey, if the comedy album does fail and comedy does fail, you always got that OnlyFans, right?
I always could make an OnlyFans also. I could always be swinging my balls around the room. I could always be doing stuff like that.
Male stripper
Always.
turbo.
Male stripper turbo's coming right at you. Right at you.
Hey, hey, I got
I'm
my
ready to
friend
go.
who's
I'm ready to go.
setting up her bachelorette already.
I'm ready to go.
All right. So based off of college and all that stuff, so you dropped out. What was your original major?
I don't even remember. One sec, I'm sorry.
You're good. Don't choke on that wiener.
I ate the glizzy for the joke. I'm sorry.
Don't choke on the wiener.
I won't. I think it was marketing.
Okay.
So I'm trying to say, like, you know, like you said, there's only like such amount of majors that you think fits you.
Yeah.
And marketing, I was like, I market my videos. Basically, as a YouTuber, you are a marketer. You're marketing yourself. So I said marketing. But like I said, I didn't give a fuck. When I tell you my college process, people worried about the SATs. Oh my God, what am I gonna have SAT? Oh my God, SAT prep, SAT prep. Who has SAT prep? Who has the book? Can I prep? You know what I did for my SATs? I cheated on a kid. That's what I did. That's what I did for my SATs. I cheated on my SATs. That's it. Dunzo. I cheated. No one, everybody who went to their prep classes, went to their prep schools and shit for the SATs, they all got lower scores than me. And I'm like, I think I got like a 12 something or an 11 something. I'm not sure. And they're like, how the fuck you get that? I'm like, I cheated. I fucking cheated. I looked at Scantron. I saw the kid had the same questions as me. I cheated. So that's what I did. So that's what I did for my SATs. After the SATs, I went and the college applications and shit. Yeah, that school's close to me. Yeah, I heard about that school before. Yeah, that seems okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right, submit. I didn't even think about what colleges I wanted to go to. Not one bit. So I just basically, you know, I winged it, man. I winged everything. 'Cause I knew in the back of my head, I knew college was not going to be for me. I knew I was going to go there to try it out. But yeah, no, I winged probably every aspect of it mostly.
All right. So we're gonna take a little different spin real fast. So you got into gaming originally, all that stuff. How did that go about? What started you on gaming? What was your favorite game? What game did you start off on? Like, what brought you down that path into making your YouTube channel and whatnot?
Wow. So good question. BO2, Black Ops 2 Zombies. Before that though, my whole childhood was growing up playing sports games. But besides like superhero games, it'd be superhero games, sports games. Don't talk to me. Like that's it. So I remember being in first grade, antsing on the fucking carpet, like kicking my legs, like ready to get the fuck out and to go home to play my GameCube Spider-Man game. And I think like Spider-Man 2 when you're delivering the pizzas and shit. And so in the beginning for me growing up from like kindergarten all the way to now was gaming, and well all the way until I want to say junior high school was gaming, was sports and superhero games. Then after was 2012 hit and it was Christmas Eve and I'm just opening gifts and shit and Christmas Day, and I forgot that I told my cousin. I said, you know what? Because that's how I sounded. You know what? Let me try. All my friends are playing BO2, this Call of Duty. Let me try and play a Call of Duty for the first time. My cousin bought me BO2 for the Xbox 360. Put it in. The rest is history, Awsoccerr. The rest is history. The rest is history. I cannot begin to tell you the joy. Because I always used to be scared of gaming, of Call of Duty games. I always used to be scared of, I'm gonna be in a jungle and I'm not gonna know where to go. I'm not gonna know what to do. I'm gonna be standing there for hours. I'm not gonna be able to shoot them. Even though I had no aim in the beginning of it anyway. But BO2, I honestly thought the whole game was do the campaign, campaign's over, that's it. So I'm done with the campaign. I'm sitting back, I'm like, "Ah, what do you guys want to do now? Oh, you want to play multiplayer? Multiplayer. Multiplayer. What multiplayer? We can play together. We can play together. Yeah, yeah. What are we talking about? That's the main part of the game. Main part of the game is not the campaign. That's the story. That's the main game. No, the main game is the multiplayer. Okay, guys. Oh, Turbo, what's your level? Oh, I'm like prestige master. I don't know, dude. I don't know, but I had to lie because I wanted them to think that I knew what the fuck I was doing, but I had no clue. They're like, "You got the prestige master already. This game's been out for a month. What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. I guess I'm not that good." I joined the lobby. They're like, "Turbo, you're level 1, Turbo." Turbo, you're level 1. What are you trying to do here? And I just remember that being a fucking crazy moment of in my Call of Duty life. And then zombies. They're like, "You want to play zombies?" I'm like, "What the fuck's going on now? Like, what's happening now? Zombies too? What the fuck?" So then we play zombies, and that is when there was no return for me. That is when, who's this Russman guy? Who's this Stillinger guy? Who's this Samantha? Why are the zombies here to begin with? And I remember my friend Vinny um messaging me um messaging me back and forth about, like, storyline stuff, what he thought he knew, what I thought I knew. Then I started, is it here? I think one of them is. It's not. Shit.
Rip.
If we knew we were talking about it, I would have brought it out. Do I have one here? I don't think so. But I would have books like this. I'll show you. I would have books like this. Okay, zombie books, just zombie,
Okay.
zombie number 1, storyline info, zombie book number 2, story, and I would write storyline stuff all the time in books I would make. And I
No
was the
way.
biggest fucking nerd, biggest zombies nerd, besides Milo. And I that's where it all started. That pretty much cycle of sports games, superheroes, Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, boom.
Huh? So how'd you get into making the YouTube channel and where the name Turbo come from?
So this is also a hefty one. Great questions, Osaka. Great
Sure
job.
thing.
Fucking
Thank you.
what you call what's that lady's name? You like fucking no, not Betsy Ross, not the fucking American flag lady, not her. Whatever her name is. Um, the channel. So artificial gaming was a name many people who watched me for a long time probably heard about. So there was a clan with my old friend Matt, my friend Vinny, and me. So it was me, the kid Matt, and my friend Vinny. We started. Well, he had a clan already. He had a clan from, like, remember Clan Wars, like on the
Mm-hmm.
mobile app Clan Wars. You could play mobile Clan Wars on your phone, or like Call of Duty Ghost and BO2 and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember they were doing a clan war and stuff, and they had artificial gaming, and I was not into Call of Duty at the time, so I was like, "What the fuck's a clan? What's a clan war?" They would have the AR, lowercase a, capital R, AR in front of the name. It was AR Vinny, AR Vinny Boombots, AR Unlimited, AR Meep. I was AR Zombie Slayer 115X. Um, yeah. So um, so they had a channel. They had a channel called Artificial Gaming already. Um, After BO2 was Ghost, and then after Ghost was Advanced Warfare. So Ghost was out, and I was just playing Ghost, just very casually, not even at all, pretty much just playing whatever, doing it. Or Advanced Warfare came around. I was like, I gotta fucking try this shit. Advanced Warfare was the game that took me in to, like, multiplayer. Like, I wasn't a multiplayer guy at all. I sucked dick, didn't know how to fucking play, didn't know what a gun was, didn't know how to shoot, didn't know. And I remember playing Advanced Warfare, learning how to track the map, learning how to play with the mini map. So that's when I learned a lot. That's when the Padawan became the Jedi Master in multiplayer for me. It was in Advanced Warfare. So I literally said to myself, I got to do something more with Call of Duty. I can't, I used to do these magic videos, like actual card trick fucking Chris Angel bullshit. They're still up there. Don't look. So there's like 3 that I know one day when I'm sitting by fucking, like, Jimmy Kimmel. We have a clip we want to show, and it's like me doing fucking magic in my attic when I was like a 4-foot twink. Anyway, Um,
Wait, what's my card?
what's your card?
What card am I thinking of?
Oh, you want me to use my magic?
Yeah, you
I
got
think
this.
it's fucking the nine of hearts.
Oh shit! How?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Mind freak. But yeah, no. So they had a channel, Artificial Gaming. They had a channel. Advanced Warfare came around. I said I got to do something with this. I actually discovered the YouTube scene of Call of Duty at that time. So I'm like, wait a minute, people are making these type of videos on this. I think I could do this. I like this stuff. Advanced Warfare came around. I started making videos on my own channel called Turbo Gaming Daily. That which did not game daily. Turbo Gaming Daily. I posted like the elite weapons. I would post like these videos called elites, and it would be like a breakdown, description, review of the elite weapons. The Advanced Warfare. And I told the kid Matt, I said, Matt, listen to me. And this is actually a conversation that I always remember to this day because this conversation started all this for me. I told the kid Matt, I said, Matt, if you let me join Artificial Gaming and you let me post on the YouTube channel for you, I will make this channel into a household Call of Duty name. I'm telling you, I will. He loved it. He loved the sound of it. He loved the fact that I was pretty much going to do most of it and he could just, whatever, fine, Turbo, do what you got to do. That happened. The channel started going pretty good. Then it became a scheduled thing. Like I post Wednesdays and Mondays, Vinny posts Thursday, Friday, whatever the case may be. Like I was Saturdays, whatever. Matt was on 2 days. So we had schedules of who would post on the channel. So it was like a 3-man team pretty much. So Artificial Gaming went on from Advanced Warfare to BO3, those 2 main Call of Duties. And then typically, like everything in life does, Awsoccerr, people start to lose interest. They start to lose interest in what they want to do. Life starts to hit up on them. Female body parts start becoming a thing. Awsoccerr, you know what I'm saying? Like the interaction of female puss is starting to linger in our life. So that started to take away time from making a best class setup review. You know what I'm saying? So that took a lot of hits, the clan at that point of our life. However, big sound effect being made back in the day. You're not even lying. You are not big going on back in the day. Anyway, fucking, I say to myself always, I'm not stopping. I'm even when they haven't, Vinny and Matt, even when they haven't posted in months, I'm still posting. I'm still people think I'm the only one on the channel now. I'm still doing it. I'm posting to even at the time we had like max 50 people, 40 people watching. I was the only one putting videos out there, whatever. And sooner or later, um, Artificial Gaming was still the name by mid 2018 when I got accepted and invited to ZWC2 as a winner. My name was AR Turbo in the winner from ZWC2. It wasn't Turbo. When I signed stuff for ZWC, it was AR. So if anybody has some of those signed stuff from ZWC2 and it has AR Turbo, that's some OG shit. Sell that on Amazon, get $1. That's great. So yeah, and then I was sitting at the floor of the hotel, hungover, sitting at the floor of the hotel the next day after GVC2, sitting on the floor of the fucking hotel, the concrete, beating hot LA weather, the fucking 100 degrees. I'm sitting my phone out. I text the kid Vinny, I text the kid Matt. I'm like, yo, this is starting to, because I in my head, I kind of, I did what I had to do in LA. I kind of made my mark and fucking left. You know what I'm saying? Like Turbo made his mark, Turbo shit on that and then left. So I started getting a lot of recognition on Twitter for it, YouTube for it, started growing in subs, started growing in numbers. So I said, you know what, guys, for this to be beneficial for me, and you guys aren't doing nothing on it now, you guys have no interest, can I just change the channel name to Turbo and that's it? So right after that day, LA, after ZWC2, they said, of course, makes sense. You went there as Turbo, not as Artificial Gaming, so it makes sense. Fine. So that that day after ZWC2, I changed the name to Turbo, and here we are.
All right. So where the name Turbo come
It was
from?
very long. They just said they have a lot of details. I'm very sorry.
You're good. No, good. The longer the story, the better. So where'd Turbo come from? How'd you come up with that name?
So that's actually a very interesting thing. So my dad, this was like before. Um, so before YouTube, before hair on my ass, I was like 6, 7 years old, maybe even younger, running around the house late at night, running around, running around, running around. My father would go, "Hey, calm down, Turbo." Stuck. Like you hear nicknames all the time. I've never seen a nickname in my circle, in my friend circle, social circle, family. Never heard of a nickname stick longer than my nickname. I've got told. My family calls me Turbo. Only people who I don't like call me Turbo is females in my life. I don't. Females in my life, I for some reason Turbo. I'm not Hugh Hefner. I'm not walking out with a. I'd love to be, but I'm not walking out with a staff and like a robe. Like Turbo. No, for some reason when females say it, it's a little weird. But um, but everyone calls me Turbo. My name now is Turbo in life. When people ask me what's my real name, I'm like, it's pretty much Turbo. I can tell you my real name is Matthew, but it's just Turbo. It's just Turbo. Like I honestly one day, hey, if I succeed one day and I want to get a change and I'm that crazy, I'll get it. I will get it changed legally to Turbo because no one knows my real name, Matthew. My father calls me my sister's name. My sister gets called my name. Like it doesn't even get worked out right in my family. So yeah, and then it stuck. It stuck publicly because in school it didn't stick because in school, of course, no one was in my house at night hearing me getting cold turbo. When I joined baseball in 2009, when I joined Parkville Baseball in Brooklyn, and I was doing these running laps, and I was doing these because I was a short kid, very short kid growing up. I didn't hit my growth spurt. I don't think I still did, but the kids were all tall and big for the bigger kids down in the beginning of the line. When you get to the end of the line, there'd be the smaller kids that would run faster. I'm like, in my head, I gotta overcompensate. I'm like, okay. Your boy's running fast. Like that's what he's doing right. I don't give a fuck if I trip and fall, break my nose. I'm running fast. I don't give a fuck every time run around doing the baseball drill, I would always be first. Boom, boom, boom. My father, when he got more involved being a coach, because I have one of the fathers that can't not be involved in shit. So my dad, when he was calling out, let's go Turbo, go Turbo, go Turbo. Everyone's like, who the fuck is Turbo? Who the fuck is being called this porn star name? Who the fuck is Turbo? And um and then the baseball players, the baseball kids started calling me Turbo. They just knew me as Turbo. Then some of the kids I played baseball with went to junior high school with me. So then that's when it finally started getting leaked in school. Turbo, 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 Turbo. Then I played basketball. Those kids playing basketball heard the name Turbo. Then I went to high school. The kids I played basketball with went to my high school. Turbo, 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 Turbo. Then I transferred to another high school. The kids I grew up with went to that other high school. Turbo, 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 Turbo. So the name never left, and I never had to explain, oh, what, you have a nickname? I never got that question before in my life. Do you have a nickname? Because my real name is my fucking nickname. So yeah, that is the origin story of
Okay.
the name Turbo.
Did your teachers call you Turbo?
No,
No. Okay.
no, I don't. Any teacher call me Turbo? I want to say maybe one gym teacher in my life, but that I don't even think he did. I don't know. Wow, that's a good question. I don't think so. No, I think the same thing. Also, higher authority and females. I don't think I like getting called Turbo. No,
So
like
the females? No, no, doesn't not a turn on for you.
Awsoccerr, if we're in bed and like, we're swapping spit and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I was like, and she wants to like whisper a little, like,
Sweet
"Who the
nothings, just
that
Turbo.
that I'm down with that." Like I'm down with the fucking like turbo. I'm down with that type of turbo. But if it's gonna be like turbo from a I mean, it's one of those weird quirks for me. It's something weird, it's a little weird. It's like a wet sock. You don't fucking like it. You don't like it.
All right. I get that. I can totally go behind that. Okay. So, from when you started getting to zombies and whatnot for ZWC and all that stuff, what was your favorite moment in ZWC, and what was your favorite thing doing zombies content?
So my favorite part of being in LA, ZWC 2, most definitely had to be just meeting the YouTubers. Meeting JC Backfire, Lex, Noah J, The Split Plays, Lonely Mailbox, um, you know, all those people that MC Sports Talk, Milo, Dalek, all those people, Ben, that I've watched since like junior high school, freshman year of high school, and I've watched them pretty much mold me, who I was at the time as a gaming YouTuber. It molded me as a person as to why I'm even there. So to meet the people that influenced me to be there was like a fucking like it really was one of those moments where you're sitting down and you're looking around and you're like, what the fuck? Like if you would have told me a month ago that this is where I would be right now, I would have told you to get the fuck out of here. I would have pushed you down the flight of steps and you're crazy, go get help. So, dude, just being at the after party with all the YouTubers, just sitting there like, what the fuck? Like I'm partying with the craziest fucking people in my life at the time. I know crazy people now, but like it's just like, and this is it's phenomenal. This is crazy. Of course, getting all the comments to make my fucking head bigger than it really is. Like, oh, you're gonna have. I remember Codename Pizza. Oh, you're gonna have 200K by DLC 2. BO4 flopped. That didn't happen. So, having all those comments of like, oh, this dude's gonna be great. First of all, having all the bigger YouTubers, because I know how bigger YouTubers act to other YouTubers. Like, oh, hey man, thanks. Okay, good, get the fuck away from me. Gotta get away. Like, I know when they're trying to swat people away. But I really felt how they were talking to me. Like every conversation I had, either with Lex, Noah, Pat, anyone, they would literally tell me, like, we see what you got. Like, we see the talent in you. The only reason why you're not there yet is because that part of YouTube that takes luck and a flip of a coin, that's not your time yet. It's not your time. So having all those like words of like, it's not your time yet. You fucking got this. You're more talented than half the people we see. Them even talking about the channels that blow up 1 minute and then they flop the next week. You don't want to be like them, even though you see them succeeding. Like there was a big example we gave at the time where it's like this channel could just post one zombie video, have 1 million subs, and then he can just do the same old bullshit. And I think it was the actual Lonely Mailbox who even told me, he goes, Turbo, just in life in general, being an entertainer, that's gonna happen. You gotta let it go. Like you have to let it slide off your head. Those people don't stick. They don't stick around. He goes, someone like you, I see it. You have the want, you have the drive, you have the energy, you want it, you're gonna get it. So meeting all those YouTubers and getting those words, of course, like I don't get from even though my mom's like, they support me and stuff, I don't get those type of words from my parents. So getting them from the people who support, I support them and getting those words from like someone you would never expect. Like I see you're a soccer fan. So if you would have a soccer player you really, really love, and tomorrow they're complimenting you, like, what the fuck? Like, okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Ronaldo. Like, all right. Like, thank you so much. So that part was really good. That was my favorite part. Being the sideline reporter for the main event. So if people don't know, I won the invitational event to play in ZWI, which was the first main event for that weekend. So ZWI was an event they did in the studio where it was actually playing to see who advances to the main event in the esports arena. I think everything in life, my best saying is everything happens for a reason. Because if I would have won that ZWI, I would have advanced to the next branches of tournaments and games that day. However, I would have been stuck behind the monitor. No one would have had a chance to see me that whole day. Because if you think about it, there was no face cams, there was no nothing. There was only interviews for the players that did good stuff for one. I lost CWI because I suck at zombies, which was a known. Two, I got to be, they loved me so much being on camera, on the mic. Matt and Jose loved me so much. They're like, you want to be the silent reporter for the tournament? You want to be the fucking guy? You want to, I'm like, fuck, put a mic, everything I tell Jose and Matt, even with ZWC 3, put a mic in my hand. I'm fucking there. You don't understand. Like put a mic in me, whichever way you want to. I'm there, cuz I'm there. So, that whole being in ZWC2 as a silent reporter, being the guy on camera, the actual host, the person interviewing people, that was fun. That was really, really cool. Best part of making zombies content, funny, I'm going to say this, it was everything before LA in ZWC2.
Okay.
It was everything before I had my big break. So before my big break, that's everything before that. And when you hear that, when you hear the journey is the main, like the journey is what you love, man. Like that whole hippie shit. Like it's the journey, man. It really is though, because Awsoccerr before, and I know the day will come for you. The days, like, especially right now, or especially whenever you had those moments when you're just sitting in your bed and you have no expectations, you have nothing lying on it. You know, you have a clean slate, safe slate to make a new skit, new video, new series, and you know there's no one like anticipating stuff for it. When you know you don't have a fan base quite yet, that you know if I put this out there, it would immediately get rejected and that's it. I had most of my fun when I would have a day where I would wake up not planning on posting a video, getting a random sporadic idea, just doing it and posting it. Now, after ZWC2, after the big break, after all the expectations that were set for me, all the voices in my head started to hit. Oh, they might not like this.
Mm.
Oh, they might not like this. Oh, the overthinking, dude. The overthinking that came into my head after LA was crazy. Was honestly crazy. Like, I remember before I wouldn't even think twice about a fucking thumbnail, or even that's probably why I suck at thumbnails now, even my comedy ones. I cannot make a thumbnail for shit. Anybody wants to make me in the future, please hit me up. But I'm just saying, the way I would just wake up and be like, "Oh, I'm playing Mob today. Let me just click live. Let me just click record. Let me." But if I came back from LA, I got to do this today. I got to do this skit today, and then um that's when I dropped out of college. So that's when all the pressure started on me. So the most fun parts of making content in zombies was definitely before I went to LA. Definitely before the channel was named Turbo. So probably a lot of the artificial gaming days was the most fun, to be honest.
Cool. So, how would you say you've been able to overcome that big pressure or whatnot now? Would it say, is that the reason you left zombies, was to get out of that whole pressure gap? Or
I
would you say it
still
was
do.
gone before?
I still do. I
Would
still
you?
deal with that constant thoughts around my head of what the fuck do I do? They're not gonna like this. Do I post this today? My biggest one as of lately with this album release has been the time gaps of when I post stuff. So if I post the release date of the album and then I post the release date of the merch in 2 days, are they gonna forget what the merch release is? So it's like all those thoughts is what goes through my head now. Um, I'm not gonna lie when I say it, you know, it's gotten better. You know, I like the stress overcome is it's gonna get done. Like whatever you're thinking of doing, it's gonna get done. Like my biggest thing, I'm the biggest procrastinator you can meet in your life. I'm the biggest procrastinator. So when I had and you asked, was that a reason for you leaving zombies? A big reason, yes. Because zombies was all you did in zombies was, for me especially, was you sit down on Sunday, you think of what the fuck do I have, what do I post this week? Because there's nothing new going on. One. Two, there'd be dead periods, as you know. Three, how many times can I fucking play this map? How many times can I really play it? Like, come on now. And when I'm streaming it, I'm not really feeling like I'm doing everything. Like I'm not feeling like myself. I'm not feeling like I'm turbo. I'm not feeling like I'm actually entertaining. I don't like sitting down just playing a game all day, you know? So the stress of zombies definitely, you know, left a lot of stress off myself when I stopped doing zombies content. I think I tweeted out one day, like it's actually crazy the amount of stress that I did not feel the day Firebase Z came out that Thursday or whatever. Because who's that? Who's
Chelsea. This is one extended my Chelsea supporter, so.
Chelsea? Chelsea. But I fucking yeah, no, I just I the stress on zombies for me was so invisible that I didn't know how much was on me until I actually left that kind of world where the weeks went from, hey, this would be a funny video, working on the video and posting it instead of having to rush that
Mhm.
zombies video,
Oh, 100%.
rush getting that gameplay, rush making that thumbnail before Milo makes the same video or Dalek makes the same video. So it's like you had to always rush what you were doing in zombies. Now I have a lot of like, I'm taking my time. Like the
Mhm.
content I'm making, for some reason, sexy bastards love it the same amount as I did that. So if I could take my time with this, why not? You
Mhm.
know, why fucking not?
Yeah, 100%. Like if you look tutorials nowadays for like Easter eggs and what, they're so rushed. Instant it gets solved. Instantly, like Noah, 1 hour later, rushes out a tutorial. It's like, You messed up in like 2 steps. What do you like? You're trending now on YouTube. You're on like #5 on YouTube trending page with an incorrect tutorial. So what are you setting? Like, I love no offense. Like, if Noah sees this,
No,
I
I
love you to
definitely.
death. Like, I've been watching you for years.
That's the thing I also want to say
Yeah,
also in the zombies community. If you mention one YouTuber, you mentioned the immediately you're being brought out like you want to kill the person.
yeah, no,
People, these zombies YouTubers, they aren't fucking gods. I don't
yeah,
understand why people also think like when we talk about them, they're like, oh my god, what are you talking about? I'm gonna tweet at him. He's talking about. I get what you mean.
yeah.
How I said the same thing about this man, this legend who pretty much gave me the boost, my second, probably big break in my career, Tim Hansen. I said the same thing about him in the early beginning when I first met him. Because when I
Mhm.
first met him, I was like, how the fuck is this kid popping off? How the fuck is this? These videos are the same videos I could find on another channel. How the fuck are these? Wait, Tim, what the fuck are you doing, Tim? What are you doing? So, but then I saw his work ethic. Then I saw
Mhm.
what he put into his videos. Then I saw the ideas he thought of. Then the Last Man Standing series, original, unique. I magnetized towards that shit. I said, "Fuck yeah, let's do this." Um, so yeah, so that when that happened, that's when it woke me up. But I get what you mean by the sense of like there's these people out there that they're like this questionable content that gets these trending, gets these these big milestones. But you can make a video that actually has entertainment, actually has shit going on in it, and doesn't get the bright day.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Right there
That's
with
the,
you on
that's
that.
the story of our life, though. Being YouTubers, it's the story of
Yeah.
our life. That's it. That's the way this
Oh, it's
platform
funny.
is.
Like sometimes you put your everything into something, do all this hard work on a video, does nothing. You spend 2 seconds editing a video, just put it out there, blows up. You're like, why?
Yeah, no, dude. I definitely a big thing of jealousy, I'm not gonna lie to you. A big thing of jealousy came my way when I first saw Tim and when I first saw Rabbit and I first saw, because I'm like, because I felt now looking back though, I wasn't doing half the shit I could have done doing zombies because the passion just wasn't there. I had a lot of jealousy in the fact of like, look what what are they doing? Like they're not doing everything I'm doing. I'm making such creative, unique, crazy shit. I'm going outside in fucking costume. I'm doing these zombie skits. Like I feel like I should be getting at least some attention. Not maybe all the attention they're getting, but I should be getting some of it, a fraction of it. And then you learn that YouTube is 70, almost like 65% luck, and the rest is talent. That really is how
Oh,
what it is.
100%.
Probably even more luck than talent. But it goes to show you that everyone won. That's when a big part of my life, a big life lesson came into my life where you need to have one tunnel vision. Tunnel vision is a big aspect of being an entertainer. Two, same thing of the definition of tunnel vision, staying in your lane, not giving a fuck what other people are doing, focusing on your content and your content only, being yourself, not mimicking another YouTuber, not mimicking another person. Of course, influencing and getting inspired from YouTubers that you watched in the beginning, of course, normal. But trying to be them and stuff, don't. Like that's what I'm trying to. When I started focusing on my content, when I made a big change in my zombies content, where everything went from gameplay on screen, overlay on the top corner, audio commentary. That's it. Post, thumbnail, boom. When I said no, I want to be behind the camera. I want to actually be entertaining. I want to captivate the audience. That's when my channel started taking off before I even met Tim and before LA. So that's when I said to myself, it's all about focusing on yourself. Because if I would have waited more time and wasted more time being on Twitter and looking at all these other fucking people getting there, at that point I thought it was crazy. These 20 viewer fucking streams where they're acting like they have $1,000 fucking. I'm like, why the fuck is this not me? But then you get to that point and you know it ain't shit. So you're like, you know what? You gotta just focus on yourself. You can't really stress yourself out on the people's things. You can't.
Exactly, 100%. I feel like some of the best advice give for like people trying to get into YouTube, like smaller creators, even like my stage right now, is market yourself as much as possible, but don't self promote other people's channels. Like, don't be a dick about it, but
Yeah.
market yourself in a way where you can show what you do without saying you do it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, also be self disciplined with what you're making.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, you really gotta be able to be humble.
Mhm.
Like I could have been to this day. I could be the fucking kid that's like, "Oh, yeah, that's I put an album that so what? It's doing great." But dude, I will always remember. I will always remember being in my room, with one of my yellow fucking notepads and just sitting in my desk with my head down, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, there was a time on the Artificial Gaming on our channel where we did not grow one Awsoccerr, when I tell you, there wasn't even like one of those strangler subscribers that you would see randomly pop up on your fucking, your number pops up one by one. We didn't grow a single subscriber for over a year on Artificial Gaming. The pace did not let up. We did not let up one fucking moment. Did my mental? Yes. Like, was I fucking depressed? Was I like, what the fuck am I doing in school? Is this even what I really want to do? Am I really that talented? Am I really that funny? What the fuck am I doing? Um, Especially when I was very heavy into gaming and not really sure what the fuck actually happened. I said to myself, do I even want to do gaming? Do I even want to be in the gaming field? So it's like, I always try to remember those times of me being at like little zero and not know and just wanting two people to like my tweets. I remember being in school and being like, bro, if like three people can like my tweet, that'd be fucking amazing. We just had almost like 1,000 likes on the fucking album release tweet. So it's like it's just it really is. I'm very thankful. I'm very humbled. But it's just the fact that you do need to do it for fun. You do need to do it for yourself, and that's it. It really is.
100%, yeah. All right, so let's hop back to the comedy album. What
Okay.
was right when you posted that, right when you hit go in, set it
Yeah.
up, launch, it's out there? How much relief was just off your shoulders? What was that feeling right when you hit like submit, it's out in the internet now?
So, that's actually a great question. I don't want to get dark into this. However, this has a big part of it. Um, So on the last track, if you hear, I did mention that my grandma was going through some hard shit. She was going through COVID-19. She had a lot of bad problems. She was on a ventilator. She was pretty much not doing not good. She did pass away a couple days ago. My grandma passed away, I believe, on the 17th. Um,
Sorry for your
so
loss.
no, thank you. But she passed away on the 17th, and even though I did play her some of I said on the track, I did play her some of the tracks to her ear on her bed, so she did technically hear it, some of it, but, um, I did not expect, working on this album. Of course, throughout the whole work of the album, my grandma was going in and out of surgery, so I, of course, knew. That's why it really is, like, surprisingly right now, looking from the outside in, and it is kind of true. Like, I am kind of over the grieving stage. Of course, probably during the funeral, I'll be a fucking wreck. But right now, mentally and just going on with life type and shit, I am honestly surprisingly fine. Like, I'm not depressed. I'm not, like just, because I know she wouldn't want that. I knew, even the phone call you heard on the track, every phone call she would end it like saying, "You going places, kid. You going places, kid." So if I'm not gonna go places, I'm gonna be depressed. So that's why, Grandma, I'm still fucking kicking, I'm still moving. But I would never expect, like you said, that day of like I had, in my head, I swear to God, in my head, the day of my album dropping, it was champagne bottle being popped. It was, it was joints being lit. It was gonna be a great day. But at the end of okay, so anyway, the whole album came out. I pressed release, and of course, that whole morbid feel was there. Of course, my grandma passed away, so it was like it wasn't crazy stuff. It wasn't like crazy like oh my, it's out. I did have like that relief you said was like, whew, okay, now they hear it. Now they hear all the projects and all the things that I've worked on for the past months. So like that relief of like, whew, like here we go. Like here we go. Now they hear that was a great relief. However, the overall vibe and the morale of just our family at the moment was down and is a little bit down. So of course it wasn't that exciting. Of course, she didn't get to experience it. However, it was a big sense of I was still fucking excited. I was still so happy for you guys to hear it. Someone reacted to it, watching it live on their YouTube. So hearing that just live and hearing them react to it made my fucking day. So yeah, no, I really don't want to get too dark on this, but that, having that, tragedy happen in my life definitely was not expecting it happening it soon. But yeah, no, it did have a great sense of relief though. Yes, I was very happy to imagine having a video that you worked
Yeah.
on for the past like since June, and you finally post that video. You're like, whew, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
And
getting all that love and
and my
support.
mom, I always tell my mom this. Sorry to cut you off, but I
Very
always tell
good.
my mom this. She's like, "Well, are you excited? Are you happy? Are you excited?" I always tell my mom, "Ma, I will be excited when it's all done." Like, I will be excited when I know Spotify didn't fuck up the release. I will be happy when I know SoundCloud's fucking down. Like, the album wasn't on Spotify. So the album actually got leaked once. So one person found the album, I guess in a Spanish country, because that Spotify was on Spanish settings. So, or he was a Spanish speaker. Love you, kid. Love you, amigo. So he was on fucking Spotify, and he's like, "Hey, dude, loving the album," and it's I think it's like the 12th, and I'm like,
Uh,
"What?" And I go on Spotify, the album's up early. So I'm like, "What the fuck?" Because I even said it to my friend. I was like, "God forbid I post this album and it goes out early, and people like him that's, eager to listen to the album, he just types the album on Spotify and he finds it. What if that happens?" It happened. Um, I told the kid, "I guess you're lucky. Listen to it early. And let me know how you like it." I took it down right away. The 18th, up until 3 a.m. on the 19th, the day, pretty much the middle of the night, the day the album's supposed to come out, the album was not on Spotify. So I was like, "Motherfucker!" I said, of course, fucking, fucking, this album has to not be on Spotify. It just, of course, it can't go smoothly. Of course, nothing can go smoothly. So I wake up though, it's on Spotify, and yeah, no, that was a very great feeling. It was.
mm. And hey, you've gotten so much love and support from all the fans and everybody. Honestly, great job of what you did with that album.
Thank you,
Really
man.
good.
It did, and that's something I want to mention too. Like that, now the also pact of like, I'll be happy after I hear the reaction, how they like it, And I don't know if my sexy bastards or anybody who just listens to the album is just wants to make me happy. I've gotten like two or three like comments saying like, "Wasn't funny, fuck you, die," but like, I got a lot of comments saying like, fucking 10 out of 10, great up. I know it's not a 10 out of 10, but for just my standards. But like, I'm guessing people fucking love this. I guess they do, because I'm not hearing one thing of, "But you could have done, but
Hmm.
I didn't like." I'm not getting a lot of those. I would love those, please, for the future. Help and to make it better. Please let me know. But I've been getting a lot of like, like, "This is fucking great. Do more. Where's the next one?" So if I really hit the ball out of the ballpark, I guess more is coming.
All right, more.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right, sounds good. So let's go way back. So growing up, what did you want to do? Were you always a big fan of comedy, or how did comedy come into your life?
It always flopped for me. It always flip flopped back to what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a base when I was into baseball. I wanted to be a baseball player. When I knew I didn't have the talents of being a baseball player, I wanted to be a baseball ump, because I'll be on the field. When I was into fucking basketball, I had a fucking inkling that I want to be a basketball player. Look at me, it's not happening. Um, when I was into golf, maybe I could be one of those like golf professionals. Look at me, ain't happening. Um, then I wanted to be, honestly, I swear to God to you, there was never the answer like fireman, detective, police officer. There was never like accountant, um, media manager. There was never like a job that I always wanted. It was always under the lines of unorthodox. Everything I wanted to do in life always had the unorthodox stamp right on it. Like unorthodox, just terrible, just why type of shit. And that's it. But But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm so sorry. I forgot what I was even
Yeah.
saying.
What got you into comedy? Like, what was
I
like
didn't hit
growing up? What was
comedy.
your favorite thing?
I did not even know a single thing of stand-up comedy up until I want to say 3 years ago.
Dang.
So like I came back. Life changed after LA Awsoccerr. Life changed after I came back from ZWC too. I started listening. So growing up, it was all those random jobs. Then I came back from LA. Then I started watching Joe Rogan's podcast. Then came Joey Diaz. Then came Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Christina P, all Theo Vaughn, Brendan Schaub, all these comedians. And I'm looking at, I'm watching them. I'm looking at stand up, and the type of videos I was doing for zombies and gaming anyway was standing behind a mic, standing up. Mike was there, and I was talking like a stand up. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I that's what I'm doing now. I'm not doing jokes, set up punchline jokes. I'm not doing like that, but I'm literally doing like set up zombies info, let them know what I'm talking about, make a joke about it. Give them zombies info, let them know what it's all about, make a joke about it. That's what I was doing in my zombie videos. So like, it has that same and that moment in your head when it clicks in, like, oh shit, that's what I want to do. I literally sat back. I said, I'll do fucking stand up. I want to do stand up. So when I came back from LA, I want to say like late 2018 is when I really found myself really.
Hmm? All right, cool. So, who are your greatest comedic influences?
Joey Diaz. If you don't know him, he's the one that talks like this, cocksucker. I talk like this. Fucking Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I'm gonna get a big blunt for you, Joe Rogan. That guy. Joey Diaz. Andrew Dice Clay. He is probably the most influential dirty comics you will probably ever meet in your life. He is the dirty comic, Andrew Dice Clay. Him, Joe Rogan, in the sense that he was the podcast that showed me a lot about stand up. However, his stand up exactly, I don't really like Bill Burr. Bill Burr is a comedian people always tell me that I'm like just mannerism and the way I speak and the way my energy is like. Bill Burr is a big comedian that I actually respect a lot. That I respect a lot by the way he actually got to where he is. His just in general morale, the sense of like I don't give a fuck. Like I don't give a fuck. Maybe you can read a little bit of that on my face, but I don't give a fuck. And yeah, no. So those pretty much those comedians that really influenced me. Vic DiBitetto, the comedian, Vic DiBitetto that I met. Vic DiBitetto was the comedian that I first ever comedian that I actually talked to. I met. What the fuck's going on outside my room? What the fuck out there? Jesus fuck. My whole house is gonna be on fire. I'm gonna walk up my nephew's on the ceiling fan. But no, those comedians, they definitely helped me see what they helped me draw the picture of what I wanted to do
Mm.
in life.
So, are you a fan of like the comedians like Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah,
Fluffy,
yeah.
Jeff Dunham? Why
I
am I
fucking love Jeff
Jeff
Dunham.
Dunham? Oh my god!
I love Jeff Dunham.
Growing
The
up,
first,
favorite
the first,
comedian. No.
the first stand-up I ever did, the first open mic I ever did was in a college called College Staten Island, CSI. I get on stage, a kid right in front is holding up a fucking puppet. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. I'm doing comedy to a ventriloquist.
Dude, Jeff Dunham. I've been to his show twice. Love the guy.
Wow, you saw him actually live?
Yeah, I went to him once when
Yeah.
he was in Charlotte and once when he was here on campus last year.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
it
Look
was
at you.
awesome. Yeah, I've loved Jeff Dunham growing up, and then one of my all-time favorites, Robin Williams. I'd say for sure.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
The greatest Robin Williams, dude. He was someone I look up to when it comes to like spontaneity. Like he was so spontaneous where he could just do a fucking character in a second. Like he was great.
Oh, the best is do you know the movie Good Will Hunting?
Heard of it, never saw it. Don't
Okay,
tell me.
you've gotta see that
I
movie. It's
know.
so good.
That's the Boston movie, right? Is it a Mark
Yes.
Wahlberg in them, right?
But not Mark. Wait, not Mark
Is his
Wahlberg.
brother? Wahlberg?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Matt Damon.
So there's a scene where they're all like doing a serious scene, and Robin Williams just pops out a joke, and everybody starts dying laughing, and they keep in the movie, and it's just hilarious. It's so good.
Yeah, those comedians are very movie based. Like Kevin Hart, I love his comedy.
Yeah.
Some of his movies, though, nah. What Chris Stefano, John Mulaney. John Mulaney is another one that he's very funny. He was a writer for SNL and stuff. Conan O'Brien, even though he wasn't a stand-up, Conan O'Brien as an entertainer and as a comedian, I fucking love. Like he's the most down-to-earth, not fake person you could probably meet on TV today. So
Mm, okay. So here's a little bit for the future that you have coming up on the channel. Do you have any special projects you're currently working on, or anything you can tease right now?
no. But so pretty much the main big thing I have coming up in the future, this is something this is my next big project that I'm working on. Nothing like thanks anxiety. Nothing like a physical copy, nothing like that, but it's a content series. It's another podcast. In the spring, I am working on opening up another podcast, an actual in real life one. So it's not like, this or the It Is What Is what I'm doing with Jack the Bus. So instead of it being like I do a Jack the Bus where he's in Texas, I'm here, it's going to be an IRL podcast with an actual like nice studio backdrop and stuff. So I'm working on a second podcast with my friend Joe. We are trying to make this a 420 podcast. So Patreon will be involved. So this will, so you can't do shit on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They're little puss pusses. So, if it's a heavy 420 podcast, that'll be it. If it's not, then it'll still be a podcast that will influence a lot with real life stuff. So, that's gonna be coming with my friend Joe. In real life podcast that's going to be coming in the spring, and up until then, after this album kind of dies down and I get back to my regular routine, regular comedy videos, regular videos like you've been seeing on my channel as of recently, the Pizza Hut video where I pretty much commentate and talk over these weird ass fucking training videos from Pizza Hut and Blockbuster. I made a video emailing Santa for my pinky back, which she gave me back, thank you. And yeah, no, so a lot more comedy videos like that. I would love to maybe even start streaming on Twitch a little bit more if I want to. If I ever want to fucking hop on a game now and then, if I ever want to fucking do it, I'll hop on the Twitch. And honestly, that's honestly it. I just have the normal crazy comedy videos coming up in the future. A comedy album, now that this comedy album did do great, expect in the far future, expect the second one to come. But until then, just the normal crazy videos you'll see from me and the It Is What It Is podcast every Saturday, live at 1 p.m. on my channel with Jack the Bus.
Do you ever see yourself potentially doing stand-up comedy, like for an
That's
audience?
it. Oh yeah, that's my main thing I'm going for now. That's
Alright.
my main thing. Now there's no way to do stand up. Now there's no fucking comedy club
COVID,
open.
yeah.
You can't find a stage if it was sent to you. Like
Mhm.
there's no comedy clubs that are legally allowed to open up because this just picture a comedy club during COVID. Multiple people talking into one mic. That's one. Two, the amount of space people sitting in between the fucking people in the comedy club. That's two. Three, the meet and greets and stuff of big comics. Like there's no way to do that and shit. And even the waiting online, space them out 6 feet apart. You're gonna have a line with only 20 people go around the block. Like what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna try to find as much open mics as possible. I don't care if I gotta go outside and do something. I don't give a fuck. Stand-up comedy, definitely when the world opens up, that is the main in real life thing I'm gonna do. The vlogs and the type of content style like that will come from me doing stand-up. So me in comedy clubs is doing crazy shit. Turbo going crazy in New York City. Boom, those vlogs will come. But yeah, no, just a lot of crazy. That's why I can't. That's why I love not doing gaming stuff no more, because originally you would have to say, okay, so the map comes out tomorrow. So my new content is life. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever content I make, it makes. And the only constant thing I try to keep with that going is every content I do make better be fucking funny, better be crazy, better be lucrative, fucking insane. And that's it.
Hey, no fault in that. That's the way to go.
That's it,
So you're
man.
gonna go walking around with a microphone and be like, "Hello, what do you want
Oh,
to?"
dude, I have a lot of plans for a series where I'm doing stuff like that.
Ooh,
I have a lot of plans where just in general, me at the actual stand-up place, just filming some of my comedy, filming me bombing. I have my first ever comedy thing recorded and on my
ooh.
PC. I have said I will not release that fucking footage until I hit 100K. And I know that would take a minute, so fuck that. You're never seeing this fucking footage because that's the most
Dang.
cringy bull. I have not watched it in full since that day. Since I got off stage, I just clicked stop record, put it in my pocket, never looked at it. I probably looked at it once to get a clip for a vlog. That's it though. That's it.
No
It's
chance
that
we'll ever.
cringy.
Nobody will ever see it till 100K. You're never gonna leak like a little snippet of it.
I did on one of
Oh,
my
okay.
vlogs back in the day. One of the vlogs I did on my channel, I believe it was the going in my friend jumping in cold water vlog, whatever. I think I record I filmed the part of it where I was like, oh look, it's because one of the jokes I had was, oh look, it's grass in Brooklyn. I found the park because there's no fucking grass in Brooklyn whatsoever. So any patch of grass you find, like, oh shit, I'm at the park. That got a little bit of a chuckle in the fucking in the room. I said in the vlog that same joke, so I kind of I snipped it in there. I was like, oh, I said the
Okay.
same
All right.
thing.
All right. Do you ever want to do like comedy out in the open, like in public, like walking around, just like walking up to strangers, just asking them random questions?
Yeah, no, I would
Huh?
love to do that type of series, that type of serious stuff. There's a channel right now on Instagram called Side Talk New York that's probably doing the best of it right now. I fucking love it. I want to do something like that. Of course, you know what if I were to start doing stuff like that, of course you got the oh, you're copying him, you're copying that. You know me, I'll put my own turbo flair on and dump
Yeah.
to it. You know, I'll put my turbo flair. But yeah, definitely in the future I'll see myself doing stuff like that. Fuck yeah.
All right. So no more playing zombies.
Oh, soccer, there's no more zombies. There's no more zombies in my life. You know, I was playing Firebase Z off air a lot when it came out, but just having that release of not being stressed out and just the greatest feeling, dude. Greatest feeling.
So it was a lot more fun, you'd say, playing it off stream than it was ever recording a video, making
Ever.
anything for it. Ever. All right.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
take you back to the Black Ops 2 days where you were just playing with the friends.
What you call it? I pretty much loved playing with my friends and by myself. However, I also didn't understand the how fast the fucking like the stress and how fast the passion came away. Like that was the crazy thing for me. Honestly.
Mm.
Like when I was playing zombies, like I was playing with my friends and you know that was fun, and then you would go and make a video and it wouldn't be fun no more. It'd be like, what's happening here?
Yeah. I've kind of felt that like burning out on content is so easy to do.
Yeah.
And like you get shocked, like it's like you're just playing video games. Like why are you gonna get burnt out from it? It's like you feel like you're forced to do it every single
Yeah.
day. And it's like I just want to relax and like take a break and play just to play, not for making such and such video A or B, whatever, doing that. So it's like just have fun.
Have fun. That's it. Just have fucking fun doing it.
All right. Sounds good then. Let's see.
Anything else before I leave you? Anything else you wanna?
Trying to think. I was gonna open it up to the chat eventually, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to ask you. You've knocked out like basically every single question I really had that I really wanted to get out and ask.
Great questions, by the way, dude. For your
Thank
first
you.
podcast, and I see this going a long time. This is for the first fucking thing. This is great.
Thank you. Thank you so
No
much.
technical difficulties, no nothing. You know, knock on wood now. Watch what happens. But fucking yeah, no, great job, dude. I fucking had a great time.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. All right, so how about this actually? If you had to give one piece of advice to anybody who's looking to become a content creator, what would you say the biggest piece of advice would be? Why?
Be yourself. I'm not going to give you the typical consistency. Be your fucking self. I understand how you may be. The biggest thing I hate seeing if people like send me their videos, oh, give me a rate, check me out, Turbo, whatever. And I just instantly see this. uh, Hey guys, one second. You know you can stop recording and try again, right? Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed on what you're making. Don't stutter to the camera. Talk to your camera for 5 hours before you start filming. Like you got be yourself. Be comfortable. Everyone on YouTube is themselves. You don't want to be them because they're already doing it. You got to be yourself. My biggest thing was one day I said to myself, literally, I said to myself, I'm going to be the person I'm going to be because one day somebody's going to try to copy being me. And that's going to be flattering. Because the biggest source of flattery flattery is mockery. Is like pretty much making not mockery, like pretty much like what's the word? I lost my hair right now. The biggest piece of flattery is when they try to like imitate what you do because they're inspired by what you do. So that's honestly that was that's the biggest thing I try to tell people is be your fucking self. Just be yourself. The content you do make it because you want to make it. Don't make it because this will get the hits. This will be a banger. This will be whatever. You may get lucky. It may be a banger, but just do it because you want to do it. If it isn't, there's a video on my channel now, an iPhone video of me singing Bohemian Rhapsody with my friend going crazy, and I posted it because I wanted to post it. So it's like, just be your fucking self. Just be yourself.
I could not. Yeah.
That's the statistics stuff. That's statistics. That's That's algorithm bullshit. Be yourself first. That's the first thing. Be yourself. Then worry about that shit.
Honestly, like one of the biggest pieces of advice I've heard. I don't know. Have you heard of Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk?
He's fucking everywhere. Where can't you find Gary V?
I've been watching him for the past like 4 years. Love the guy.
You drop a bag of chips in front of Gary V. You're a failure. What are you doing? Like it's like you can never escape him.
One of my favorite things he said was like, for anybody who wants to do YouTube or anything like that, never look at your sub count or your analytics, because you're always going to keep like looking and be like, it's not growing, nothing's happening. What am I doing? Like, don't focus on the views.
Kid in this video?
Yes, he was.
He was in like a supermarket, right? And they were talking to him.
I'm pretty sure, yes. Yeah.
I mean, I think I used that clip on the podcast once. I think when Chopper was on, I played that clip because that's a very influential clip that where exactly that when I made the point where artificial gaming didn't grow one subscriber, we didn't look at that shit. We of course we looked, it's not growing, but we weren't like, oh my god, I swear to God, we didn't even think about it. We just went. Man.
And that's another thing you got to do. Just like keep grinding. Doesn't
just
matter.
Just go. Don't stop. If life gets in the way, take a break, but don't stop.
Exactly, 100%. And if you have haters, just realize they're jealous of what you're doing, and they're not actually there hating on you.
Haters are your money makers, man. Haters are your money makers.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so chat. This is now your opportunity. Ask whatever questions you want.
Oh no!
He has to answer them. He can pick if he doesn't want to answer. But you guys can ask whatever you want. We will answer whatever questions that go out in the chat right now. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, you will have the opportunity to ask away. When's album 2 dropping?
Let's go. When's album 2 dropping? Zwenik, you're making the fucking audio. Yeah, I mean, you're making the art for it. So if I say tomorrow, are you ready? Thoughts on BO6 zombies? Go fuck yourself, Adrian. Is Tim Privilege a thing? I think it is still. I think it. I mean, Tim Privilege may be fucking falling off because he's having a second baby come on the way, dude.
I saw that. I was like, you're joking.
Yeah, no. God bless everything. God bless them all. But this dude's not gonna understand what sleep is. I think for the next.
Are they getting married now? I think I saw something about that. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
They are. Okay. Yeah.
They're great together. They're a great couple. But just his life in general as craziness. That's what I
was like, when I found out his age, I'm like, we're the same age.
Yeah, no.
I was like, holy crap, 2 kids already?
Crazy. Yeah.
So how'd you get that pink hair? What was the inspiration on that one?
I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to dye it pink. I swear, I just wanted to dye it pink. I did. I just wanted to dye it.
Oh no, I just looked at this.
Wanted to do a light pink. When do you piss? Do you hip fire ADS? That's a great question, though. There's times where that's a great fucking question. There's sometimes like this morning I did this. You know what? Sometimes I like to start ADS. I like to start, holding it and then making sure. Awesome. You got the same parts. You know what I'm talking about. Like you gotta hold it first. You gotta hold it first to make sure there's no misfire, and then when you're good, you let go. Like that. That's what I do.
And when you're a kid, you play the little game where you try and pop all the bubbles.
I mean, I think you're letting too much about your personal life out right now.
You're telling me to not do that as a kid.
No, I used to try to make as much foam as possible.
Everywhere I talked to everyone as a kid, we always would joke about the bubbles.
You have when you were very little. I mean very little. When you're in preschool and the fucking teachers would make you do this. You ever go to the bathroom and pee with your own friend and you would cross swords? You would cross fucking. You wouldn't do that?
No.
You were like 4 or 5 years old in preschool, and they would literally tell you go to the bathroom, and if I guess they knew you were grown up, a kid, grown up friends, or whatever, they would put you into this room and you would pee, and like, this room like it's a fucking dungeon in the bathroom, and we would pee, and we'd be fucking like crossing swords, like we'd be fighting each other's piss stream. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I'm Turbo. How you doing?
All right. So somebody asked, do you wipe your ass standing or sitting?
I do one of these,
Okay. Okay.
I do one of
Respectable.
those.
Respectable.
I do the one of like those. If you're doing this and you're fucking like, I mean, if it's like one of those hefty shits, dude, when you have to, like you have to get down there, you have to get deep, like
When you gotta get that courtesy flush, you know something's wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Oh no. Am I a good imposter, Turbo?
If you don't mind, I'll answer 2 more because I do have to go.
All right, you're good.
I hear my nephew rumbling already, and my door's about to get knocked down in 2 seconds. So before we have a problem over here, I'll just do 2 more. Chinese food and Mexican food. Ooh, Chinese probably Chinese. I get my fucking chicken and broccoli, a little bit of fucking garlic chicken, and that's it.
All right. One more question, guys. Anybody have one big question they want to ask right now in the chat?
Let's see it.
Drum
Let's
roll.
keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight.
King Kong or Godzilla? Who's gonna win?
Is Soccer a good imposter? I think he is. King Kong or Godzilla? I gotta go with my man Kong. I gotta go.
Okay. Okay.
My man Kong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe underrated, but I gotta go with my man Kong. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I guess I can see that. I'm just gonna say they're going to be partners at the end of the movie.
All right. They're teaming up against who? Pee-wee Herman?
Mecha Godzilla.
Oh fuck, the Mecha Godzilla.
Alrighty, guys.
Dude, thank you so much for having me on, dude. I really, really, really appreciate it. Anytime you want me on again in the future, just to have me on, I'm down to just chat it up, dude.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been really good. Guys, this has been the first time I've actually made a podcast live or anything like that. Been working on this for about 2 months now, trying to figure out everything, get everything set up, and Turbo's helped out a ton of getting everything set up and whatnot. So guys, thank you so much for coming out. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you again, Turbo, for making it out here today.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that has been the podcast. Peace out.